Hi, it's Arian from the Mind Body Project. Welcome back. It's almost a new year, so everybody's going to be looking to change all their behaviors, especially when it comes to things like weight loss. Yep, so that's a big thing at the moment. First of all, I hope you enjoyed all the videos that I've done previously before, but I've just done the weight loss course. So the advanced weight loss course is going to be available probably a couple of days after this video comes out. So it's going to be out there, and there's going to be a few things on there that I want to talk about, especially the area of when it comes to calories, because that seems to be a massive argument on social media at the minute. So calories versus insulin. So what I'm going to do is explain to you what I would do and why I think that you really shouldn't be focusing on calories. That shouldn't be your focus. Yeah. So there is reasons why. I'm going to go into that in a bit of detail. Now this is all on the course and even a lot more detail, but I just thought I'd put something out there so you've got a taste of what's coming on the course. So the first thing, when it comes to weight loss, and I spend a lot of time on the course doing this on the mindset and the advanced goal setting. When it comes to weight loss, a load of people out there, you've got to understand that your real goal is not weight loss. That's what you shouldn't be aiming for, that as your end goal. Yeah, you shouldn't be saying something like, I want to lose 2 stone by March the 31st. That's not a really good goal to set. Yeah, it may seem specific, yeah, and all that, the SMART goals, which I don't do, by the way, but if you set that as your goal, then you're going to have some issues, and you're going to be one of these people who yo-yoing all the way up at disappointment, frustration, demotivated, and getting angry, starting again, stopping again, trying this diet, trying that diet. You're going to be one of those people because you haven't set things up to win. You've got to set things up to win first of all. Your goal, your real goal, isn't weight loss. Yep, that's not your goal. So if I asked you a question, okay, so because people come up to me and say, yeah, but I want to lose weight. All right, okay, so what purpose? What's your purpose, or what's your intention for wanting to lose the weight? If you come up with a different answer after that, which most people do, in fact, near enough everyone has, then your goal in the first place wasn't weight loss. And what happens is your behaviors and the habits and the things that you're going to do are going to depend on what you set as a goal. So you have to be very, very careful how you set things up. And I go into this in a lot of detail because weight loss is not your goal. When I ask people enough questions, their real goal is something like look good and feel good. Yeah, look good and feel good. That's what people are really after. So look, going on the scales and sitting there, you ain't gonna get to that goal by looking at scales and going, oh, I lost a pound. Does that mean you'll look good and feeling good? No, you're not going to get to where you want to get to. Yeah, look good and feel good is the real goal. I'm not going to go into this too much more. There are a load of things around that, how I'd set that goal up, but that is the real goal here. Now, because that's the real goal, then that's going to make a difference if you're going to be one of these people who are counting calories. Yeah, if you're counting calories and just looking at calories, if you're saying that 1,000 calories from eating McDonald's versus 1,000 calories from having a load of vegetables, salads and all that type of thing are the same, and your goal is this, then you are going to have some problems, and it's not the same. Yes, it's the same as in energy terms, but it's not the same. Your body is going to produce hormones, and it's going to produce inflammation, and it's going to produce a few other things which we're going to talk about. So you've got to be careful of what you're actually going for. So let's have a look. So the first thing we need to realize, look at, is what are the actual causes of weight gain in the first place. Now, weight gain, when you talk about weight gain, that is a symptom of you not being healthy in some respect. Yeah. So the weight that you put on is because you're not healthy. So in other words, it's a symptom. So the cause is health. Yeah. So the cause is health. So therefore, health first, and then the weight will come off how it's supposed to be. You're not directly in control of how much weight you lose. Your body will determine that depending on how healthy you are. So setting a goal 2 stone by March, you ain't really in control of that. It's not a really good goal to set. You're going to be frustrated, demotivated, and you're going to probably give up and not do it again and say it doesn't work. And then you're going to have a bad association or a neuro association with weight loss, which a lot of people do. So causes of weight gain, first of all. So number one is lack of regular physical activity. The word there is regular. Yeah, you have to be doing it regularly. Now, what are the recommendations for weight loss? It's 5 times 60 minutes, a minimum 5 times 60 minutes of moderate physical activity each week. Yeah, so it's not the 5 times 30 minutes, which is just beneficial to health. This is 5 times 60 minutes of moderate activity. Yeah, a minimum of that. So if you're not doing that, then the chances are you could put on some fat. Yeah, because essentially what we're trying to do is burn fat, because then we'll look good. Starch and sugar. Now, the functional medicine doctors are saying, get that out of there, because it causes an issue with a third of the population, who are probably the ones who are obese. Yeah, they have an issue with some food addiction. When they have this, when they have that, then what it does is it blocks leptin in the brain. So, and that tells you, hey, I'm full up. So when they eat sweet stuff, their brain is saying, no, keep going, I'm hungry, I'm hungrier. It makes them hungrier and lazier. Yeah, there are other issues with insulin in a minute, which I'm going to talk about, but sugar is your enemy. Yeah, especially the refined sugars, especially high fructose corn syrup. It's a massive problem, and it causes diabetes. Remember, our goal is to look good and feel good. You're not going to feel good with diabetes. Yeah, sugar also causes inflammation as well, and systemic inflammation is a massive issue. 75% of people are going around with inflammation, which is another cause of weight gain. Environmental toxins. Now, 1,000 calories from McDonald's, 1,000 calories from organic whole foods. Do you think there's going to be a difference in how it's going to respond, the bodies are going to respond? Yes, of course there is. If you've got toxins, what your body does is it says, whoa, I need more water to flush this out. Now, most people don't drink enough water, so the body goes, right, I'm going to have to put more fat on so that I can store more water. Yeah, to neutralize it, to protect itself. It's actually trying to protect itself by putting the fat there and storing it. For those of you who are training, and you can't lose that last bit or you plateau, then environmental toxins. If you're just doing calories in versus calories out and you're eating processed foods and all that crap, then that's why you won't be at your plateau. So medication. So some of the medications that we have just make you put on weight. Yeah, they cause issues. That's why all medication for me is short term. It should be short term. If it's long term, it means I would go and search for another solution, go to a functional medicine doctor, and it's probably usually to do with using food as medicine to actually deal with the issue. You can do a lot if you take out toxins and just flood the body with plants and phytochemicals. So hormones, insulin. So this is the big fight then. So you've got calories in versus calories out. So what we're saying is calories, a load of people are saying, listen, this is my way that I was doing it as well, was make sure your calories out is higher than calories in. because then you're going to lose weight. It doesn't matter what food you have. That's what I was saying, but I know that that's not true now. It doesn't quite work that way, although calories are important. They are important. But the problem is when you have sugar in your system, you release insulin, which is the fat storage hormone. So you've got growth hormone and then you've got insulin. Now, when there's no sugar in the system, you've got growth hormone there, which is a fat burning hormone. But when there's sugar, if you put any sugar in the system, especially the refined sugars from like bread, pasta, white rice, waffles, cakes, sweets, biscuits, all that type of thing. When you're having that, then insulin is flooded into the body for at least 2 hours. Yeah, so 2 hours worth. So even if you're sitting there going, oh, I'm just going to have just a couple of biscuits because of the calories, then you still flooding the body with insulin, which is going to take about 2 hours to get rid of it. So it's a fat burning hormone. It's the same with, for those of you who are saying calories in versus calories out, do you know the Cokes, the cans of Cokes, the Diet Cokes and all that, still causes insulin rush. Yeah, still causes diabetes. So these sweeteners that you're having don't make a damn difference, because the research is showing that there's about 34% rise in diabetes. So it's still making you sick. Our goal, look good and feel good. It's not making you feel good. So insulin is a massive issue. So we have the calories in versus calorie out versus insulin. So if you're having sugar in the system, and this is why people are taking out the carbs, especially the low quality carbs or the refined carbs. If you take those out, then you're not going to have an insulin rush. Therefore, you can actually, there's going to be no insulin, so it's not going to be fat storage. And that's why you see the ketogenic diets and the Atkins diet was about. Even though the Atkins one doesn't allow you to eat enough nutrients, so don't do that one. But the ketogenic diet works because fat is neutral on insulin. So when you're having fat, even though it's got more calories, it's neutral on insulin. So this is the big debate that's going on at the moment. Even though I think you can sort of do both of them work in a way, but you just got to look at the whole picture. Thyroid issues. So you've got a hypothyroidism. So that is caused from stress. Yeah, so stress and gluten as well. So some people, if you got, usually the reason why you have a thyroid issue is when there's something really, a significant emotional event happens in your life. And all of a sudden this is going to speed up your metabolism or slow down your metabolism. So that is the reason. So these are the reasons why you have to look at the mind and the body. So mental side as well, because then we've got stress. All of this increases cortisol, which increases insulin, the fat storage hormone. So if you're stressed and you're under stress, then that's going to affect your nutritional pathway. Yeah, so it's very different how things work in the body. The big one, inflammation and immune dysfunction. Inflammation causes weight gain. If you're eating foods with a load of toxins in them, pesticides, herbicides, fungicides, and all that, the GMO foods, your body, this is where autoimmune diseases come from as well. It's because your body's sitting there, if you're eating the GMO foods, is, hey, hang on a minute, this is slightly different. I don't know what you are, I'm going to attack you, even though it may be healthy to eat. This is where the allergies are coming from, because they're eating GMO foods. Yeah, so it's not normal to the earth. So inflammation is caused by eating toxins. So you're having toxins as well. And most people are operating with systemic inflammation. What do you think cancer is? Cancer is systemic inflammation. And most people go around with that in their normal state. So 75% of you are going around inflamed, systemic inflammation, and you don't even know it. And it's because of the foods that you're eating. Yeah, look good, feel good. You can't be feeling good that way. That's why when you see a functional medicine doctor taking aggressive nutritional action to help their client, what they're essentially doing is getting the client to realize, look, this is your normal state. So in other words, this is what you're doing. You won't recognize anything different other than that until I do something extreme for 3 weeks, make you realize how you should feel, and then you can go back to what you was doing before, because then you've got a choice to make. It's the same as me. I didn't realize I was going around systemic inflammation. Yeah, because I did this calorie in versus calorie out. That was my mindset. It was like, as long as I'm eating, as long as I'm training loads, then it doesn't matter really what I'm eating. This is what I used to think. And then I used to pick up a bug every month. And I spoke to someone in the gym who used to do the same. He used to go, yeah, I used to like do that as well. So we started having these things. Smoothies, so near enough every day have these to stop that from happening. The other thing as well is things like IBS or heartburn. Yeah, diabetes is inflammation. Yeah, the brain, when it comes to Alzheimer's, inflammation. Yeah, that's now called diabetes type 3 because you're having too much sugar. So that is an absolutely crucial thing, and that's what causes all the diseases, inflammation. So if you're having loads of sugar in your foods, or if you're just eating processed foods, if you're eating processed meats, by the way, then you're getting, as I said, that's cancer causing. So World Health Organization says, do not eat that. Zero. Do not eat any of it. Put it in the same category as asbestos and smoking. Yeah, so that's going to cause you issues. Eating meats from farms where they not being looked after properly, which is majority. If you're not eating grass-fed meat, or if you're eating loads of meat, inflammation causes heart disease and everything else. Remember, and putting on weight as well. The problem is they're putting so much antibiotics into the animals. 80% of the antibiotics go into the animals so they can make them fat. But then that goes into your system, which messes up your gut in the microbiome, which is an issue as well. So it's just incredible what they're doing and putting in the foods. And if you're just looking at calories, you're not even thinking about none of this stuff. And this is affecting you as well, and it's affecting your state. Therefore, you can't feel good if you're not focused on all of this stuff as well. Lack of sleep. So when you're fasting, or when you're in the middle of the night, if you're sleeping properly, then that's when the growth hormone is there. So growth hormone is present there, and that's where it's fat burning. Yeah, so the more sleep you have, the more of that's fat burning. If you're lacking sleep, then that hormone's not going to be there as much. So that's going to interfere with looking good and feeling good at the same time. The microbiome imbalances. So microbiome, this is an extremely interesting area, and it's what the scientists are now saying. They're just doing all of that. All the research is based around that now, because what they found out is that you've got like thousands of bugs in your stomach, and when there's someone who's obese, so obese people will have a certain type of bug in there, Firmicutes, and this bug is sort of prevalent where you are eating certain foods. So in other words, you've grown that bug, and therefore it's more prevalent in people with who are obese. Yep. Now, what I found very interesting is that they can take, because they tested this on mice, by the way, poor mice. I know vegan people just, yeah, I know. I don't agree with it either, but let me just tell you the research. They've did a fecal transplant, which meant that they took out the bugs, or the microbial bugs, from a obese, no, not an obese, a skinny mouse, and put it into an obese mouse, keep everything else the same, the food's the same, and then that obese mouse got skinny. And then they did it with another mouse, a obese mouse, took the microbiome from there, put it into the skinny mouse, and the skinny mouse got fat. So your bugs in your stomach have a massive role to play in this as well. So it's absolutely crucial that you're actually feeding and growing and looking after the bugs in your stomach, because if you grow a certain type of bug, then that's going to just make it very, very difficult for you to lose weight as well. And that's dependent on the food that you're having. Energy dense diets. Now this is where calories. So if you're having if you're eating 10,000 calories and you are only expending 1,000 calories, then there's going to be an issue there as well. You're going to put on weight that way as well. But this is one of a load of other ways that you're going to gain weight. Yeah, but it is important. So I'm not saying it isn't for those who are arguing about this. It is important, but there are a load of other things as well that can help you, especially when you get to plateaus, because you're going to lose a certain amount of weight. But if you're inflamed, if you're stressed, if you're lacking sleep, if you've got too much sugar in your system, then it's going to be very difficult for you to lose again, look good and feel good, which is essentially what you want to do. Monosodium glutamate, so MSG. So that's the stuff that they put in food. Well, not real food. That's fake food. They put the stuff in that to make it taste nice. So it opens up the taste buds and makes it taste nice. So they chuck this additive in to loads of crappy foods, and it makes it taste nice, but it's going to make you put on weight because you like those foods. You're attracted to those foods. So let's look at this calorie thing here. So these are the reasons. So these are the causes of weight gain. Now you can see an overall picture, but you want to, as I said, your goal is to look good and feel good. When I ask you enough questions, essentially that's what you're after. Yeah, so if you're just going after weight loss, then you're going to look at calories and then you're going to go, look, if I just eat less calories, that's it. But then you'll probably get another disease. It's not going to stop IBS, it's not going to stop heartburn, it's not going to stop cancer, it's not necessarily going to stop diabetes, it's not going to stop necessarily heart disease, it's not going to stop depression, which is a big one, which is what I, as I said, help people with. So depression is inflammation. Yeah, systemic inflammation. You feel bad, you make bad decisions, you go into a spiral. So that is why you have to look at it from mind and body, and that's why I do what I do. Now, if I was just saying, all right, look, calories, I'm just constantly, I can eat what I want, but as long as the calories are lower, then let's have a look at that. So that's going to work here, because that means physical activity is going to go up. But that doesn't deal with this problem, starch and sugar, because you're saying I can eat all of that. So that doesn't deal with that problem. Yeah. Environmental toxins, no, you're saying I can eat all of that, all the toxins. It doesn't deal with that problem. Medication, it's nothing to do with that problem. Hormones, you're discounting insulin, so you're saying that's nothing to do, that's no problem at all, you're not dealing with that issue. Thyroid issues, nothing to do with that. Stress, not really anything to do with that. Inflammation, you're not doing anything to do with that, and this is the cause of disease, by the way, dis-ease. So you're not dealing with that. Lack of sleep, well, if you're inflamed, if you're stressed, if you have all these other issues, you're probably not going to sleep very well, and therefore that's an issue, so you're not dealing with that. Microbiome imbalances, well, if you're not looking after your gut, then you're going to have issues, and one of the big ones is IBS, irritable bowel. Since I've had these, since I do these every day, never ever had an issue with that. Yeah. So you're not dealing with that if you're just looking at calories in versus calories out. Energy dense diets, now you're dealing with that. Monosodium glutamate, you're not dealing with that because you're saying I can eat anything. Yeah. So yes, it deals with a couple of things, but if you want a really good picture, if you want to be healthy, if you want to make sure that you're not, if you want to look good and feel good, which is what people want to do, they want to feel good while they're doing it. Yeah, most people, the way that they look at weight loss activities or doing it, they have a negative association to it because it makes them feel bad. And that's why people stop doing it. That's why you need to take care of all of this. Because if you take care of all of that, then you can start enjoying it. You're going to start feeling better about it. And the thing is, you need to be strategic, because I am. I'm sitting there going, well, hang on a minute. If you're going to make a change, then why not just eat, say, a plant-based diet, and therefore you're going to take care of all of this, and do the meditation and do other things as well, because those things are all important when it comes to weight gain, believe it or not. So that is why I choose not to focus on calories. I don't tell people, hey, just calories in versus calories out, because I know that all of that also affects weight gain as well. So I hope that I've cleared that up for a load of people, and that maybe those are some of the things you need to look at as well, because you may have some of the issues as well. So remember, the goal is to look good and feel good, because only then will you make very, very different decisions and different behaviors to what you may have been making before. So thank you very much, and I hope that helps. And by the way, go and buy the course. See you later.